Hello everyone and welcome to RMU Live. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd. I'm Sam Goldberg.
And I'm Nathan Kingston. Here's what's happening now. Let's jump right into the news. Just yesterday, SWAT officers were searching for a suspected person who allegedly left the scene of a domestic incident. This incident happened in the Hill District at the residence of Bedford Avenue and Chauncey Street. The police said the suspect left the residence building, so they shut down both directions of Bigelow Boulevard, searching for the suspect. But since Tuesday morning, it has been reopened. The suspect's name has yet to be released, and the domestic incident hasn't been released either, although police did recover a gun that was involved in the incident. Moving on to a man getting the best luck to not so much. A man was leaving Rivers Casino with his winnings when a woman assaulted him and stole his winnings. The victim was a 66-year-old man who was attacked by a 28-year-old woman, Jamaica Johnson. Johnson followed the man from the casino parking garage all the way to the man's home. She then assaulted the man by hitting him with her gun multiple times in the man's driveway. She then stole the $1,500 in cash from the man's pockets and ran. Johnson faces felony charges including aggravated assault and robbery.
Make sure to keep your car doors locked, as in the city of Pittsburgh, we are seeing a rise of firearms being taken out of cars. Officers are noticing a trend with thefts. Most are occurring at night, while gun owners are inside bars, restaurants, or other social establishments. Make sure you lock your car at night so you don't become a victim of theft. Police are saying that you need to make sure if you have a gun to please leave it at your house and not in your car. The Pittsburgh City Council is expected to greenlight the Bus Rapid Transit project. The project will consist of having bus-only lanes to produce faster travel for Port Authority. The project is going to cost an estimated $250 million, and several levels of government will help with the costs.
You won't need your canoe anymore for your commute because the flood watch has been canceled. We were expected to have flooding from rain of yesterday and today, starting at 7 a.m. yesterday to 7 a.m. today. But the watch was canceled at 5 p.m. last night by the National Weather Service. We are now only expected to have at most an inch of rain total in most areas. Although later this week we might expect more rain tomorrow and wintry mix on Friday. Continuing on with COVID, the Port Authority Union is seeking preliminary injunction against COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The union of 2,300 workers filed a grievance with the Labor Relations Board. It says the Port Authority violated the State Labor Relations Act by implementing the mandate without first bargaining with the union. Last month, Port Authority told its 2,600 employees to show proof of vaccination by March 15th or face disciplinary action. So far, only 603 employees are not vaccinated, and if they were fired, this would be a little, if any, public transformation in the Allegheny County area.
And we have a quick update for you regarding the situations between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine has announced a state of emergency for the next 30 days as of today. This comes from the recent moves made by the Russians to invade two pro-Moscow separatist regions of eastern Ukraine. A couple of videos have been made public on the popular app TikTok of bombs raining down on small Ukrainian towns. A statement from President Vladimir Putin said that the U.S. will feel the consequences of these attacks. What that means, we have no idea. In response, President Joe Biden told businesses to be aware of cybersecurity attacks, and if a crisis were to occur, gas prices could be on the rise. A Washington, D.C. police officer is under investigation by the FBI for alleged ties to an extremist group. Shane Lamon has been suspended with pay. Sam Ford has the latest.
We obviously take any allegations of wrongdoing seriously, so we're looking forward to the conclusion of the investigation.
Sources tell 7 News it's linked to whether the head of MPD's intelligence unit, Lieutenant Shane Lamon, was linked to the group the Proud Boys. Chief Robert Conti, in a news conference yesterday, didn't name the officer or any groups, but said the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office were investigating. So,
based upon my review of the concerns that have been raised, it was my call to put this member in this current status.
7 News talked with Proud Boys leader Henry Enrique Terrio about any relationship with Lamond.
I always contact law enforcement, no matter if it's D.C. or Portland or Austin.
The Proud Boys got attention, and he went to jail for burning Black Lives Matter flags of downtown D.C. churches. In a Zoom interview from Florida, he said he dealt with Lamont, but it was on a professional basis.
You know, his thing was just to keep the peace and let people practice their First Amendment rights.
Was he a part of your organization?
Absolutely not.
We wanted to know if Lamont told him where counter-protesters were. Did he tell you where the other protesters were?
I'd tell you yes. He'll be like, hey, there's some protesters on G Street and 15th or whatever. Avoid that area, and we would.
Tario was released from D.C. jail last month after 5 months in jail for the flags incident. Some critics have said police and Proud Boys were cozy. The mayor today.
I don't think we have anything to suggest that we should have a widespread concern.
The matter also came up in a council hearing this afternoon.
Charges have not been brought at this stage, correct?
That is correct, sir. No charges have been filed as of this stage. But again, it's an ongoing investigation, and those things could change at any point.
It's unclear how long the Lamon suspension will last. Well, just like our news stories are up and down, the weather's been kind of up and down recently. Our very own Jackie Rasta's sitting in our weather studio. Jackie, what do you got for us?
From domestic terror stories to weather, we have it all here at RMU Live. Let's get into the weather today. Today's forecast is going to be a high of 59 degrees and a low of 25. Humidity is going to be at 55%, and there's going to be a 10% chance of rain today. For our hourly, it's going to be sunny at 3 p.m. at 38 degrees, and at 6 p.m. it's going to get darker, but stay clear at 33 degrees, and at 9 p.m. it's going to stay clear and at 20 degrees. For tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 38 degrees and a low of 38.3. Tomorrow's humidity is going to be at 60%, and there's going to be a 60% chance of rain tomorrow. That is all for weather right now. I hope you have a great rest of RMU and Live.
Thank you so much, Jackie. And when we come back, a new study from the Allegheny Health Network on COVID.
And there's going to be more COVID numbers coming up right after this.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
I can't wait to get back to field trips with my school.
Not having to think about putting on a mask.
I really can't wait to get back to life, really.
I miss all my friends. I miss taking pictures in school.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
COVID-19 vaccines are available, and they're the first step to safely getting back to things we miss most. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
It's time to make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines. The dangerous new Delta variant is more than twice as contagious as the original virus and can affect anyone. Right now, 9 out of 10 hospitalizations and deaths from COVID are among unvaccinated people. Getting vaccinated might save your life, and there's now an option that's fully approved by the FDA. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RMU Live. We have breaking news from Robert Morris University, an email that just has been released. They are now lifting the mask mandate for all vaccinated students as of March 2nd. If you want more details, please check the email that was just sent out from Robert Morris University.
A new study from Allegheny Health Network shows that older in compromised patients may make up most COVID-19 hospitalizations among those who are fully vaccinated. Among the fully vaccinated patients who were hospitalized, nearly 90% were 65 and older and severely compromised. On to the larger side of things, but not too far, Pennsylvania as a whole is still facing COVID cases statewide. In fact, as of right now, the amount of negative cases to positive cases is more than doubled, with the probable cases also dropping to about 400,000 this month. Also, the total vaccinations administered in the PA is just over 18 million. To add to this, in Allegheny County, where we are, there is just over 19,000 people who have a case of COVID, whether they be positive, negative, or just probable. Going on to RMU numbers, COVID numbers at Robert Morris University are low, and the staff and student body is doing a great job at keeping it that way. There are currently 4 students and 7 staff in isolation. This means that they've been tested positive for COVID-19, and there are 11 staff and 11 students in quarantine. That means that they are awaiting the test results and have been in close contact with someone who's tested positive for COVID-19.
COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to drop in the U.S., but top health officials say vaccination and boosting will be critical to keep that momentum going. And a 4th dose of the COVID-19 vaccine might be recommended this fall. Mandy Gaither has the latest in today's Health Minute.
In the war on COVID-19, the U.S. is heading in the right direction. The new daily case count down 42% since last week. The FDA is continually monitoring data to determine if or when healthy adults could benefit from a 4th COVID-19 shot.
Many of us expect that in the years to come, we will have yearly doses of COVID vaccine the same way that we do for the flu vaccine.
Countries like Israel and Sweden are already offering a 4th shot of COVID-19 vaccine for older adults. In the U.S., an FDA official says a 4th dose could happen this fall. Right now, the CDC has no recommendations on 4th doses for the general public, but their updated guidelines seem to suggest it's a good idea for some who have weakened immune systems to get a 4th shot of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine.
People who are immunosuppressed should be going and getting a 4th shot because their bodies are less able to produce that protection that the rest of us have.
Right now, about 65% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. 28% have gotten a booster, but the pace of vaccinations is the slowest it's ever been. Health officials say there needs to be a continued focus on raising those numbers.
We need to get the third of Americans who haven't even gotten their first 2 shots, we need to get them vaccinated. And then of those who received their first 2 shots, older folks, people who are age 50 plus, should be going to get a booster today.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Thank you so much, Mandy. And for more information regarding COVID vaccines and the 4th dose, again, make sure to go to the CDC website. In sports news, Brian Flores has found new employment with the Pittsburgh Steelers as the new defensive coordinator. Flores is coming off a good season with the Miami Dolphins, going 9-8, but was let go due to a disagreement on the quarterback of the future. Flores is a good hire for the Steelers and will definitely be a boost for the already dominant Steelers defense.
It's time to get icy. The Penguins are signing defensive man Chad Ruhwedel to the contract extension. He is being signed to a 2-year contract extension that was announced on Saturday. This deal gives Chad an average annual value of $800,000 for this one-way deal. The defensive man has played 47 games this season and has scored a total of 6 points. Going on with the sports, the MLB cancels the spring training games through March 4th due to a lockout. The Major League Baseball canceled the first week of spring training games because of the disruption caused by the lockout. The announcement Friday came with the work stoppage in the 79th day and a day after economic talks between the management and Major League Baseball Players Association lasted just 15 minutes. MLB told the union it thinks February 28th is the last possible date to reach an agreement that would allow a timely start to the season. The union didn't respond to MLB on whether it agrees with that date or thinks there is additional time needed.
And, you know, honestly, with the whole lockout going on, I'm a huge baseball fan, and I really hope this lockout ends soon. But speaking of sports, our very own sports specialist, Bethany Naughton, is standing by in our sports studio. Bethany, what do you got for us?
Thank you, guys. So let's talk about basketball. Do we even need to talk about what happened with the disappointing loss these last 4 games? Let's begin with the men's team. This was probably the most disappointing game ever. How in the world do you lose to the worst team in the country? How is that even possible? The men's basketball team played IUPUI at home at the UPMC Event Center. They lost 66 to 60, 50 to 55 to 56. Matt Mayers had 12 points, and Khalil Spear had 11 points. Enoch Cheeks, Michael Green III, and Brandon Stone all had 7 points. They hosted another home game, and they played UIC, and no surprise there, they lost 96 to 88. Khalil Spear surprisingly had 24 points. Brandon Stone had 16 points, and Michael Green III had 14 points. They'll be on the road again tomorrow, and when they play Northern Kentucky at 7 p.m. Now, let's head over to the women's basketball team. The women's basketball team, however, showed women in power. When they hosted a home game, they played Wright State, and they won 63 to 54. So Castro had 16 points, Esther Castillo had 14 points, Nina Augustin, Mackenzie Amelia, Phoenix Gideon, Ashaya Klonkenstein all had 6 points. But however, they had another home game, and they played Northern Kentucky, and they lost 64 to 49. Esther Castillo had 9 points, Ashaya Klonkenstein had 8 points, Nina Augustin and Alexandria Mastrol had 6 points. They are on the road again tomorrow, and they play UIC at 5 p.m. Good luck to both teams. Running along to the track team, they traveled to Kent State, where there were some really great performances. Senior Tara Gologram got gold in long jump, and she posted a leap of 5.6 meters or 18 feet and 8 inches. Reina Tordito got 4th in triple jump with a distance of 11.10 meters, and then Alex Pearson got 10th place with 9.82 meters. And third, Estelle Contende got 5th place with 14 meters. Maisie Fry got 11th place with 13.80 meters. They will be on the road again at Youngstown State, where they will be competing in the Horizon League Conference on Saturday and Sunday, which will be the end of the indoor season. Well, that's enough sports with me. Let's pass it over. The U.S. Soccer, U.S. Soccer and the United States in the women's national team finally scored a goal on their long-standing dispute over equal pay. According to a joint statement, the agreement is contingent on a new collective bargaining agreement. Part of the deal calls for U.S. Soccer to pay $22 million included in the case. Another $2 million will be placed into an account to support players, post-career aspirations, and charitable efforts for girls and women's soccer. Going forward, to the men's and women's national teams will receive an equal rate of pay for matches in tournaments. Well, finally, that's enough sports for me. Let's send over back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Bethany. As per usual, we have some more news coming with Julia at the A&E desk.
And also we have a little bit of a interesting TV show, childhood TV show taking its final curtain call. We'll be back here on RMU Live.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you
love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RMU Live. Now let's get into the theater side of things. A Penn Township native has returned to Pittsburgh to become part of the Hamilton Company. He'll be serving as a manager. Brad Broman will be making his return to the Pittsburgh theater just like the show Hamilton is. The popular Broadway show is coming out of its 3-year hiatus. Broman will oversee all the crew members and all the local people that will help set up the show. Stage Right Performing Arts School and Theater founders have moved on to a new opportunity. Tony and Retina Marino have launched a new venture, Westmoreland Performing Arts, a company offering acting and dance and voice classes to students ages 4 to 18. This stems from an incident that happened over the summer when the Marino family received criticism of how they directed and the temper of the Marinos. The parties agreed to go their separate ways, with Stage Right declining to talk about the split multiple times. And speaking of performing and stuff like that, our very own Julia Waslowski is standing by with A&E. What do you got for us?
Thank you, guys. This week we've had some pretty interesting things come up in the world of arts and entertainment. To start us off, Justin Bieber was slated to perform in Las Vegas on Sunday, but news broke on Saturday that Bieber tested positive for COVID-19. Bieber decided to postpone the date of the Las Vegas show on his Justice World Tour until Tuesday, June 28th. Don't worry, though, because tickets for the show will still grant admission to the new show date, and refunds are being offered. In some lighter music news, Camila Cabello has announced her newest single that will feature Ed Sheeran. The singer has announced that the song will be called Bam Bam and will be released on March 4th. Cabello announced her collaboration with Sheeran on Instagram on February 20th and mentioned that her birthday is coincidentally the day before the song's released. Next, Olivia Rodrigo is bridging the gap between music and television. Her newest documentary, Olivia Rodrigo, Driving Home to You, a Sour Film, will be premiering on Disney Plus on March 25th. In the documentary, Rodrigo will be performing each song on the Sour album while on a road trip. Next, the 2022 Oscars are rapidly approaching, and news has just broke that the Oscars will not be airing each award live like they have in previous years. The award ceremony for the 94th Oscars will occur on March 27th, and while the awards will be presented on the same day, awards for 8 categories will be announced an hour before the ceremony is set to begin. The awards for documentary short, film editing, makeup and hairstyling, and original score, production design, animated short, live action short, and sound will be pre-recorded and edited into the live-streamed awards. Finally, the hit Netflix series Stranger Things has been given the premiere date for its 4th season. The show will air the first part of season 4 on Friday, May 27th, and will continue airing 5 episodes. After those 5 have been released, there will be a 5-week period in between the conclusion of the first half of season 4 and the beginning of the second half on Friday, July 1st. The season was reportedly much longer than seasons in the past, so series creators Matt and Ross Duffer informed fans through a Twitter post on the Stranger Things Twitter account that the season will be split into 2 parts. They then continued to announce that the 5th season that the show was renewed for will be the final season of the popular Netflix original series. To catch up on the last 3 seasons of Stranger Things, be sure to check it out on Netflix. That's all the arts and entertainment news we have for today, so let's send it back to the desk.
All right. Thank you so much, Julia. And you know, Nate, it's been really cold outside as of late.
Oh, it definitely has. And to get more on that, we're going to send it right back to Jackie Rasta in our weather studio. Jackie, what do you have for this? Oh, actually, we're going to toss a break before we get there.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo.
Oh, hey, Julia. You ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Welcome back to RMU Live, and the weather, it's been going up and down, kind of like a mood swing. Our very own Jackie Rasta is in the weather station.
Jackie, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Let's get into the forecast again. Today's forecast is going to be a high of 59 degrees and a low of 25. Humidity is going to be at 55%, and there's going to be a 10% chance of rain. For tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 38 degrees and a low of 33. There's going to be 60% chance of rain, and humidity is also going to be at 60%. For our weekly forecast, I really hope you guys like this weather that we've been having, because we're going to get a lot more of it. On Friday, it is predicted to rain at a high of 37 degrees and a low of 24. Saturday is going to be a lot more sunnier, but still cloudy at a high of 37 degrees and a low of 22. Sunday is going to be a lot more sunny than cloudy at a high of 40 degrees and a low of 23. And Monday is going to be the same as Saturday at a high of 37 and a low of 17 degrees with some sun and clouds. And Tuesday, we're back to the rainy weather at a high of 50 degrees and a low of 23. That is all for weather this week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and let's go back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Jackie. And, as we alluded to earlier, Nate, our very beloved childhood friend Arthur, the TV show is finally coming to an end.
Oh, yes. Personally, that was a great show for me. Especially as a child, but they're in their 25th season now, and I think there's going to be 4 episodes left of that legendary animated show.
I didn't even realize that Arthur was still happening through 2020 and all that. I was quite surprised to hear that Arthur is still there. But what Arthur kind of meant to me, he was kind of like that a childhood show that I always turn to, if I was like having a bad day as like a little kid and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed what Arthur meant to my life and stuff like that. What about you, Nate?
For me, obviously Arthur was a great show, but yes, you can go with classics such as, Sesame Street obviously is a huge one for any kid out there, even if you're a kid at heart.
Mm-hmm. But, moving on to some TV shows that I've been kind of watching. I've been watching a series called Forged in Fire. It's a really interesting TV show. It's kind of like Chopped, except with machinery and stuff like that, and building machinery and making sure it works and stuff like that. It's cool to see how it works. So Forged in Fire is pretty good. What about you, Nate? What have you been watching as of late?
Oh, for me, I have been binging a series called Castle, if anyone's heard of that, famous ABC show with Nathan Fillion. I'm a big Nathan Fillion fan, per se. My name is also Nathan. But I've been binging that very hard because, honestly, I think it's an underrated show. Although I will say we've had a great show ourselves today with many things of sports, A&E, and our news today.
Yep, that's all we have. That's all the time we have for today. For Julia, Bethany, and the crew, we hope you have a great day.